Good morning, my dear students. Today I am here before you to teach you the poem The Voice of the Rain, which is written by Walt Whitman. In my previous class, I told you about the summary of the poem, and today I am going to explain you the poem line by line. So let us see what is there inside the poem. As I told you that the poetry is a conversation between the poet and the rain itself. It's totally imaginative, the feeling of the poet. Whatever he feels regarding the rain, just he explains through the poetical lines. You see, the first line of the poem, the poet asked to the rain. You see, and who art thou? Said I to the soft falling shower. It means the poet was watching the soft falling rain. After watching, he thinks himself, he imagines himself, he wants to talk with the rain. That's why he asked, and who art thou? Means, who are you? Said I to the soft falling shower. Here I means the poet. It means the poet asked to the softly falling rain that who was he? Whenever the poet rain that who is he, then the rain replied. You see the next line, which stands to tell, gave me an answer. Here, as here translated. That means whenever the poet asked the rain about his identity, then the rain replied the poet, and the reply of the rain was strange to think for the poet, that the rain gave him the answer, which is translated by the poet itself, and what the rain replied to the poem, the translation will be below. You see the third line, I am the poem of the earth, said the voice of the rain. It means the voice, the sound of the rain replies to the poet. What he replies, that the rain is the poem of the earth. The rain is the song of our earth. The rain is the song means the poem. Whenever we recite the poem in a with a rhythmical sound, then it becomes the nice song. That's why we may compare the poem as song. So the rain replies that the rain is the song of the earth, the rain is the poem of the earth. Next, you see what the rain replies more, eternal I rise, impalpable, out of the land and the bottomless sea. The rain again replies, you see, it's a very amazing one. That eternal I means the rain, eternal I rise, impalpable, out of the land and the bottomless sea. The rain rises eternally up to the sky, which cannot be touched. Impalpable means cannot be touched. Out of the land and bottomless sea. You see, out of the land, on the land we'll see the water, and in the sea we'll see the water. That means from the land and from the sea, the rain rises up to the sky, which cannot be anybody else. You see next, upward to heaven, winds vaguely formed, altogether sensed, and yet the same. You see, the rain rises up to the sky from the land and from the bottomless of the sea. The sea doesn't have the bottom, only water and water. So, from the sea and from the land, like river and lake, whatever it may be, from the as a form of water. So the rain rises impalpable. The rain rises up to the sky, upward to heaven. That means upward to up to the sky, upward to heaven. Here heaven is compared as the sky. Whence vaguely formed all together, sensed and yet the same. So whenever the rain rises sky and it formed into a vogue, vaguely it was formed. When it was vaguely formed, then altogether it sensed and yet the same. That means from the sea, from the land, the water rises up to the sky in a vaguely formed, and again the rain fall. The rain falls to the downwards, and it remain the same. I descend to lave the roads. That means the rain descended downwards to lave, means to wash the roads, means dry. To wash the dry atoms, dust layers of the globe. Whenever the rain descended to the earth, it washes the roads, atoms, and dust layer of the earth, and all that in them. Without me, were seeds only, latent, unborn, and all that in them without me were seeds only. It means if it doesn't fall, then the seeds of the earth will remain the same position. It will not grow, it will not change into tree or plant, whatever it may be. It will be unborn. Whenever the rain falls to the earth, the seeds born as a tree or plants, whatever it may be, has a significance, as an importance for the earth, for its existence, and forever, by day and night, I give back life to my own origin. And the rain, forever, by day and night, it gives life back to its own origin. That means to its own origin, that is the water form, and make pure and beautify it. And the rain make the earth, the globe, the world pure and for song issuing from its birthplace after fulfillment, wandering, racket or unracket, duly with love returns. Here the poet compare the rain with the song. As you know, whenever the song comes out, whenever the poetry comes out from the heart of the poet, it goes to the people of the earth, it moves to the people of the earth, and they listen to the song. Somebody loves the song, somebody doesn't love the song, but it remains the same. With love returns, with love returns means whatever the song comes from the heart of the poem. After all, after wandering, after moving from people to people, only the song returns with love. In the same way, whenever the rain rises from the earth up to the sky in a vogely form, and again it descends to the earth to water the earth, to purify the earth, to beautify the earth, and again it comes to its own origin. That means it comes to its own origin, only love returns. If the world, the globe will be in a dirty position, for that we can't live in the earth peacefully, we can't take our breaths peacefully, as because the atmosphere, the environment will be polluted if there is no rain. So in the same way, if there is no song, no poetry, people will be polluted as the earth. Whenever songs, whenever we are in a sad mood, if we sing a song, then sometimes we relax ourselves with enjoyment, with love. So this is all about the poetry. I explain you. In my next class, I will give you the answer. I will critically analyze the poetry to make you more understandable. So thank you, my dear student, for watching my video. Bye bye. Stay at home. Have a good day.